Hello, fellow doodlers from pencil, pen, paint, digital, or any other medium. How's your day so far? Mine's been great. As you've read from the title, today I'm gonna be drawing two of the four horsemen from the book of Revelation, the horseman of conquest and the horseman of war. I'll do the other two in a separate video because these take so long to make. I've been wanting to do this project for a long time, but a lot of things happen in between and a lot of procrastination, but I'm here to finally work on it. Also, there is a surprise at the end where you can get to do something with me, so stay tuned for that. Just a quick disclaimer before we start. This is purely an artistic interpretation inspired by the book of Revelation. I'm not here to preach or make any theological claims. This is just me having fun with symbolism, character design, and storytelling through art. So, without further ado, come along with me as I draw the first horseman, the horseman of conquest. Then I saw the Lamb open one of the seven seals, and I heard one of the four living creatures call out, as with a voice of thunder, "Come!" I looked, and there was a white horse. Its rider had a bow. A crown was given to him, and he came out conquering and to conquer. So, the horseman of conquest is actually the first horseman introduced to us in the book of Revelation. He is described as a rider of a white horse, carrying a bow, and is wearing a crown. When I looked at a lot of references for this horseman, I observed him often being the most appealing in terms of appearance. This is purely subjective, by the way. I'm not saying he is appealing because he is handsome or that she is beautiful when she's portrayed as a woman, but whenever I looked at art related to this horseman, my eyes are drawn to him or her first, despite being one of the catalysts of humanity's demise. This guy looks so angelic. Though, of course, his represented concept isn't. Okay, so now let's talk about what I'm actually drawing. Before anything else, I really wanted this character to feel calm yet unsettling in a way, like the kind of presence that doesn't need to shout to be obeyed. Someone who wins not just by force, but by persuasion and delusion. That idea really guided how I posed him, how relaxed his body language is, and how controlled everything feels overall. I put him in this very sassy pose because since he's all about conquest, I figured he's probably some type of nobility. To be honest, I'm not the best at character design, especially when it comes to beautifying elements like jewelry or accessories. I don't add those almost at all unless it's fan art, but that's a different discussion. So I just put a very wavy top on him. And yes, he's a guy in this depiction. Then I also put him in a wavy bottoms. I wanted to have fun with the crown, and since this character to me is quite angelic and ethereal, I drew it to be like a halo kind of thing. Oh, and since again this is the Horseman of Conquest, I'd imagine him being a part of a nobility, commanding, controlling, and manipulating. But anyways, I also gave him this bow because I saw a YouTube video pointing out that the Bible didn't mention him having arrows, so it could mean that he uses the bow as coercive power. I thought that was such a great idea, so I kind of put this bow with a string like some kind of hypnotization instrument being dangled in front of the people to control them, that kind of thing. I really like that concept because it fits so well with modern ideas of conquest as well, not always through violence but through influence, power, propaganda, and promises. It's honestly kind of crazy how relevant that still is today. Also, as you saw at the start of the speed paint, I traced over an art, which is my art by the way, so get those grubby fingers off the keyboard. Just kidding. I've been doing my sketches on paper because I find it easier to give the drawing a flow. I have more control of my hand, especially with the pencil, which isn't really possible digitally because I draw with only my fingers and I find it very restricting when doing the sketch. So far, it's been very great and it's worked wonders for me. Now, onto the colors. I couldn't find a way to incorporate the white theme description into the design. I did think about using white in a more symbolic way, like glowing highlights or very pale lighting, but at that point, my brain was completely fried. So I went with what felt right emotionally rather than literally, which honestly is how I work most of the time. I know there are probably a lot of ways to do that, but I was out of ideas at the time. So I just didn't use it. I used purples and lavender colors instead, which I think I deeply regret now that I'm seeing it. I'd say it's probably the weakest part of the drawing, the color theme, but still, I'm proud of myself for giving it this yellow gradient. So, yeah. For rendering, I put two multiple layers on top of the flat colors. On the first one, I put the big shadows, and I do the smaller, darker shadows on the second layer. I pretty much repeat this process in all parts of the drawing, and little by little, it all slowly comes together. Then at the end, I cover the whole thing in multiply layers with my chosen color theme, in this case purple, and I erase parts that I want to emphasize. Of course, I also consider the lighting scenario. Lastly, I using filters to put more appeal to the drawing, and boom, the Horseman of Conquest is done. On to the glamour shots. When he opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature call out, "Come!" And out came another horse, bright red. Its rider was permitted to take peace from the earth, so that people would slaughter one another, and he was given a great sword. For this horseman, I think you already know what this would look like. Compared to Conquest, I wanted War to feel loud, heavy, and overwhelming. No subtlety here, just raw aggression and chaos. Even his posture is meant to feel like he's constantly wavering his weapon. Since he's the war horseman and war is often associated with force and violence, please excuse my language. I draw him as a very muscular man, definitely capable of such deeds. Not saying that a petite person isn't capable of such deeds, but I'm just kind of leaning towards the stereotype to really make the message obvious. He's said to wield a great sword, but I found it kind of bland, so I just gave him a huge axe instead. I also gave him long, messy hair. I don't know, when I think of very strong, evil men, I think of long hair like this. I also gave him this long cloth going around his neck that dangles on his back. By the way, I wanted to show this guy's back so much to see the masculinity, but his hair and cloth covered a lot of it, which is a shame because I literally had to learn back anatomy for it, but oh well. I like his hair and the cloth better. Also, when I was doing the line art for his hair, I didn't like the way it looked at first, so I literally had to restart and throw an hour of effort into making it look good. I was satisfied with the redraw, so I guess it's worth it. Regarding the colors, as you guessed, it will be red themed. So there's a lot of reds like his hair and his skin, which is reddish brown. Again, with the shading, the same big to small method applies. To really emphasize the face, I put a color burn, added add layer on top of it, and lightly airbrushed a reddish color to make it glow a bit. After that, with some finishing touches like filters and a bright yellow rim light to make it pop, we are all done. On to the glimmer shots. If you made it this far, uh, thank you so much for watching. It genuinely means a lot to me. Let me know if in the comments which horseman you like more, Conquest or War, and how you would personally design the other two. Alright, so it's finally time for the surprise. Now, I've been calling these guys by their conceptual names, like the Horseman of Conquest, the Horseman of War, but I thought it would be fun to let you name them. Yep, you get to decide. You can suggest a name for the Horseman of Conquest, the Horseman of War, or both if you want. The names can be serious, symbolic, dramatic, or whatever you feel fits them. Just drop your suggestions in the comments and I'll be checking them out. The ones I like might actually become their official names when I continue this series. So yeah, welcome. You're officially part of this project now. So I'm gonna go now. Bye bye. Keep doodling.